Okay, next question is by Super Celius. On the long run, would you recommend collecting Japanese sets or English sets? And also any app to recommend to track cards and pricing portfolio. First part, would you recommend collecting Japanese sets or English sets? Okay, it depends on a few factors, I would say. For those of you who started collecting earlier, they will know that actually English was cheaper than Japanese. But in recent times, past 1 year or so, we start to see some English dominance coming up, especially for cards like your IRs, right? Some of your top chasers as well, especially in the PSA 10. So I think this has to do with a few things. I think there's a lot of new collectors, and English is definitely the more quote-unquote accessible language for a lot of new collectors. Your illustration rares tend to do a bit better than your art rares also. It really depends on what you want to collect, but there's no correct answer for this because, for example, Journey Together, right? Journey Together versus Better Partners, which is a better set. The Japanese version, quote unquote, is better and has more value. Why? First thing, right? Better Partners, your box is cheaper. Way cheaper than the English version. Number two, let's say you're chasing Lily's Clefairy, the SAR of the top chase of the set, right? Japanese one is way more expensive than the English one. So generally speaking, Better Partners, in this instance, you'll be, if you want to collect Lily's Clefairy, it's wiser to collect the Japanese one. But you see, if you want the IRs, if you want the illustration rares, Wailord IR from Journey Together is more expensive than the AR. I would say that is something you should consider, whether you want the IRs or the ARs. Also, it depends on your budget, right? If you're on a tighter budget, Japanese tends to be more affordable, generally speaking. And the hit prices, sometimes more expensive, sometimes cheaper. Also depends, right? End of the day, it's a very personal choice. And just which one you prefer the look of. I feel like a very big part is also to just look at the chasers, right? Like if you compare SAR versus the SIR, the texture on it, the print quality of the card tends to be very different. So if you have a preference for that, then that's something you can consider as well. Part 2 of your question, any app to recommend to track cards and pricing portfolio? Okay, I think you can use a collector app, COLLECTR. Okay, I think that helps you keep track of what you have. There's actually a bunch, so it's really up to your preference. You can just go and Google it. There's a bunch of different apps for it. If it's slabs, like just your slab inventory, and if you kind of understand, or at least you want to just see the PSA value, you can definitely use the PSA app itself. Right? The PSA app actually helps you track. Like if you just log all the slabs that you have, it helps you track your slabs and the PSA values as they change across time. So that's something you can consider as well. Yeah, I hope it helps. I think at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter whether you collect English or Japanese. It's really a preference thing. More than anything, it's really a preference thing. So yeah, happy collecting.